Microsoft is expanding the Xbox Gamepass Friends and Family plan, a developer shares some insight into developing with Stadia, and a Steam Deck possibly for cloud gaming. We're going to be breaking down the latest in the cloud gaming space, so let's get to it. Microsoft has confirmed that they've expanded the Xbox Gamepass Friends and Family plan to both Ireland and Colombia. This plan allows you to share with up to 4 other friends or family members living within the same country for the equivalent of €21.99 or 49,900 Colombian pesos. As you can tell by the name, this isn't restricted to just family, and Microsoft actively encourages you to sign up with friends. Now, I have seen some discussion about this family plan and how it compares to something like the Stadia family plan, in which one person just buys a game and other people have access to it. In that sort of case, there is no upfront cost, and you can also share Stadia Pro titles if you are subscribed to Stadia Pro. But at its core, Microsoft's offering here is extremely different. If you pay for the Game Pass Friends and Family plan, every single member has access to Game Pass as if they were individually paying for it. Everybody has access to the same games, and they can all play the exact same title if they wanted to as a group together. In Stadia's case, the amount of copies available to share are strictly based on how many copies that family owns of that said title. To put it into simpler terms, if you picked up Rainbow Six Extraction on Stadia and were hoping to play it with your family on the same family plan, well, each and every one of them need to have their own copy to play it at the same time as you. In the Game Pass Friends and Family plan, well, everybody owns Game Pass Ultimate individually, so everybody can download Rainbow Six Extraction and play it together, no issues there. Obviously, this sort of thing comes at a cost, and it's going to be ultimately up to each and every consumer to make the decision on whether or not it's worth it for them. There's pros and cons to this each way. It's nice that with Stadia, nobody has to pay up front. You can just buy a game and share a copy of it with your family as if it were just a physical based disc. And it applies to every single title available on Stadia. With the Game Pass Friends and Family plan, you're restricted to whatever's in Game Pass, but everybody does get access to the exact same games and can play them together. Personally speaking, I'm a big fan of the way that Xbox is handling this. I think it actually makes it a pretty insane deal, but let me know what you think. Which family plan do you think works better for you? Let me know down in the comment section below. I did want to clarify this because I have seen some discussion about the two and how they compare. Hopefully it won't be too long before we see the Friends and Family plan expand to other regions and countries. But for now, let's switch gears and talk about the Steam Deck. Now, I actually have one of these myself, and I've been playing it more and more. Funny enough, I actually use it to game on the cloud more than anything. It's why I'm so excited for Logitech's upcoming cloud gaming focused handheld. I've seen the potential this sort of device brings to the market. Yes, niche right now, but I do think we'll start to see more of them, and it appears Valve has given it some thought as well. Recently, the company's been talking about the future of the Steam Deck, and they've gone as far to say that there will definitely be future iterations of the device. Designer Greg Coomer over at Valve had the following to say: "Unless something major changes, there will be a next generation of Steam Deck products in the future. The theme, size, and shape will change, and it might even become a streaming machine. Development of the Steam Deck will continue." Valve then responded to Polygon's request for comment, and they then stated that future iterations of the Steam Deck will definitely exist, and that while the company may make streaming via the Steam Deck a focus in the future, it's not currently in the company's primary path. Key word here to emphasize is the word currently. The fact is that it seems like Valve has had these internal discussions about the streaming possibility of the future. And who's to say in a few years' time there won't be 2 SKUs of a Steam Deck, one focused on being able to play locally as well as streaming, and one entirely focused on the streaming potential. It's a great way to reduce costs for a handheld device that doesn't need to store local hardware for the people who prefer to just play via the cloud. I know some people are against this idea, but I really do believe that this is going to be a huge part of the way people play in the future. I know some people might find it mute because everyone has a smartphone in their pocket, but I would argue that there's a very distinct difference between playing on a handheld made for gaming and using a smartphone attachment that's primarily designed to fit your hands around the smartphone. Seriously, I've been enjoying my Steam Deck as a cloud gaming device already, and I think it's only a matter of time before we see more of these hit to market after Logitech and Tencent's attempt. And now let's wrap things up by talking about a quick news story revolving around Stadia. Recently, the developer behind Outbreak Shades of Horror hosted a stream in which he talked about the process of developing for Stadia. And while there are plenty of things that he couldn't talk about, he had a very overall positive experience working with Google to make the game happen. Or should I say the demo of the game that's currently on Kickstarter. If you're interested in hearing more about it, I'll put a link to the Kickstarter itself in the description below, as well as a click to play link to the demo itself so you can give it a shot and see whether or not it's up to par for you. Now I do want to put a disclaimer here. It's important to point out that the developer is working with Google to make this happen, and they seem to be pretty invested in the Stadia community as of right now. Take that as you will, but I do think it's important to highlight this sort of message when it's coming from somebody who's working directly with Google behind a game on Stadia. It was mentioned that the overall development process was incredibly smooth and that the development tools themselves felt very modern. He went on to state that the Stadia team was always there and willing to help if any questions arose around development or any issues he had with the overall toolkit. This is one of those things where it's just a developer's experience working with the Stadia team, but it's always great to hear about it because it's rarely spoken up about. Obviously, it has very little effect on us end consumers because we simply buy the games to play them. But I think it's important to share this message because it does show that Stadia is still committed to bringing games to the platform. And in the case of Outbreak Shades of Horror, this is something that the Stadia community really rallied for over on Twitter. I can't say it's a game that speaks to me personally, but I am happy to see that people were able to make it happen. And along with this tweet, it's just further proof that people over at Google Stadia are definitely listening to the request of fans. Either way, that wraps up this Cloud Gaming News Day. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. If you haven't already joined our community Discord, link to it is in the description below, be sure to do so. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.